Hello students, once again welcome to Bholanath Academy. In this video students we are going to see the chapter 14 biomolecules. Students, sometimes in examination they are asking what are biomolecules. So this way you have to write the answer students. What are biomolecules? Bio means what? It is something related with the life of the organism. So you have to start the answer from here only. The molecules. Molecules are the lifeless molecules. It is a micromolecules. These molecules are lifeless molecules which combine in a specific manner. They are combining in a specific manner to produce the life of organism are called as biomolecules. Understanding students? Now this is the definition. After definition students, you have to write down the examples. Which are the biomolecules students? Here 5 biomolecules I have written students. They are very important part of the organism. First one is carbohydrate, second proteins, third lipids, fourth I have written enzymes, and 5 is nucleic acid. These are very important biomolecules which sustain the life of the organism, whether it is a plant or animals. All the organisms are made up of these type of biomolecules. Okay students, so for 2 marks students they ask in board examination. So this way students you have to represent the answer. Okay, now after that students sometimes they are asking what are carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? First biomolecules students, they may ask the definition what are carbohydrate. So students, the carbohydrate definitions are here I have written. Carbohydrates are optically active and polyhydroxy of aldehyde or ketones. So students, all carbohydrates are optically active. That means they will have chiral carbon atom in their molecule. Understanding? That is why the carbohydrates are optically active. Polyhydroxy, there is so many hydroxy groups are present in the molecule. That is why I have written polyhydroxy. Okay students, polyhydroxy of aldehyde, that is CHO group, and ketone group, that is this is ketone. They will contain polyhydroxy of aldehyde or ketones. Along with aldehyde they will contain hydroxy. Along with ketone they will have hydroxy. Understanding? So they are the polyhydroxy of aldehyde or ketones. Okay, so for example students, here I am explaining how these definitions are there. So you have to write the example I have written here. Glucose students, and you can write fructose. Okay students, so glucose and fructose, these two are the examples. Understanding students? In examination you have to write the example also, that is glucose and fructose. Here I want to explain why it is called as polyhydroxy aldehyde and ketone. For that students I am writing the structure of glucose and fructose. In examination this is not required, only this definition and these 2 examples. Okay students, you will get the 2 marks. Understanding students? So why it is called as polyhydroxy aldehyde and ketone? See students, in glucose students, this is the aldehyde functional group. Understanding students? Glucose formula you know students, C6H12O6. Okay students, so it is containing 6 carbon. So here I have written 2 carbon, CHO, that is aldehyde group. Now students, 2 carbon, now 4 carbon I am writing in between students. Okay students, this is the hydrogen, this is hydroxy group, OH. So students, what are carbohydrate I have written? These are the polyhydroxy. There is so many hydroxy groups are there students. Okay students, so they are the polyhydroxy of aldehyde. Now in fructose also students, the structure will be like this. The formula is C6H12O6. Both are having same molecular formula, but the structure formula is different students. In fructose students, you have to write the structure like this: CH2OH. Carbon is tetravalent, so this way you have to write the structure. Now here students, at the second carbon there is a carbon this which is containing the ketone group. Okay students, now 3 carbon I have written. 3 more carbon you can write like this. Okay students, so this is the structure students, this is the structure of fructose. Okay students, at the carbon, this is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. At this carbon students, they are containing ketone group. So definition students, it is polyhydroxy. This is the hydroxy groups are there students, so many hydroxy groups. So polyhydroxy of ketone. So both are carbohydrate students. So this way you have to learn the definitions. Carbohydrates are optically active. Optically active means here you have 4 chiral carbon. When you light is fast, they will rotate the light. That is why it is called as what? Optically active. These both the molecules are optically active because they are having what? Chiral carbon atom. Understanding students? So carbohydrates are optically active polyhydroxy of aldehyde or ketones. So this way students, in examination only you have to write down this definition and these 2 examples. Okay students, now once you understand the carbohydrate students, now you have to classify the carbohydrate. Explain the classification of carbohydrates, how carbohydrates are classified. In carbohydrate students, that is also called as saccharides because they are sweet in taste. That is why we call as what? Saccharides. Carbohydrates they are classified into three main categories. That the first one is monosaccharides, second is oligosaccharides, and then you have polysaccharides. Understanding, students? In monosaccharide, students, I have already explained the example as that is glucose, fructose, and ribose. They are coming in monosaccharide category, students. Oligosaccharide, students, is coming disaccharide. It is when there is two monosaccharides comes together, they will form the sucrose. Understanding, students? Disaccharide example I have sucrose, maltose, and lactose. These are very important, students. In examination, sometimes they may ask which are disaccharides and which are the monosaccharide. Only three, one of you they may give different. Understanding? Find the odd man out. This type of question they may ask. So three already it is given in monosaccharide, that is glucose, fructose, and ribose, and third maybe they will give the next molecules. Understanding? So oligosaccharides, they are also classified in disaccharide, trisaccharide, and tetrasaccharides. Okay, students, oligosaccharides are classified in disaccharide, trisaccharide. Trisaccharide here, students, raffinose example is given, trisaccharide, raffinose. And tetrasaccharide, students, here you got stachyose. Now, students, third type classification we have polysaccharides. Here examples are starch, glycogen, and cellulose. Three examples are given in polysaccharide, students. So these are coming in polysaccharide: starch, glycogen, and cellulose. So this way, students, you have to understand the classification of carbohydrate along with the example. Examples are very important, students. In the MSCT examination, sometimes they may ask this type of classification. You should know the which molecules are belongs to which saccharides. So you have to learn the definitions along with the examples. Now, students, what are monosaccharides? What are monosaccharides? Students, for 2 marks question they may ask in board examination. So monosaccharides are the basic unit of all carbohydrates, which cannot be further hydrolyzed into smaller unit. This is the ultimate unit of polysaccharides. That is, we can say carbohydrates. Understanding, this is the basic unit of carbohydrate, that is monosaccharide. You cannot further hydrolyze into a smaller unit. So this is the smallest unit in the carbohydrate, students. Now what happens, students? Example is must. You have to write down example of monosaccharide that I have already explained, that is glucose, fructose. These two example you can write, students.